Hello, and welcome back to KSP. I'm just going to turn the sound down just a tad. Right, yes, actually playing KSP with sound for once. That was for another reason. I actually want to see what the gun sounded like from the skillful mod. And it appears that one of my planes is disintegrated on my aircraft carrier. Great. Yeah, this is some issues I found. The plane seemed to die. Oh no, it's not. It's not. Ah, I know what it is. Never mind. It is a plane, just not one of the ones on the deck. It's one of the ones I was trying to land, which sort of failed. Look, there's the landing legs. That's what that sounds like. I'll just hover over to here. A couple of things I want to talk about. One of them is, well, actually, the one I really want to talk about is D-Day. D-Day was 1944 on the 6th of June, which is tomorrow, on the day of recording. Now, I don't want to turn this into a rant, but it's going to be turned into a rant. No, it's not. It's not going to turn into a rant, actually. I'm going to make sure it doesn't. The men that fought on the 6th of June and days after that, all the way up until Russian forces entered Berlin, all those men and the women that helped make it possible, sort of 20% better than the people we have now, and the people that idolise now, especially. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some amazing people. There are. Definitely some amazing people in this world. But the problem is the ones that are actually idolised aren't the ones that are any good. They're all pop stars that haven't actually done anything really. They've just pretending like they've done something. And really, this is what you got to do. Really, you just got to remember that the people that died on the 6th of June, 1944, died so that you have the freedom to moan. And I'll be setting up my landing gear. Great. They've given you the democracy and the freedom to moan about anything you want on the internet without being killed or sent to concentration camps. Those men should be respected and honoured, and a lot of them were. But as one veteran said this morning on the BBC News, the heroes aren't the ones that came back. And a lot of military personnel coming back from Afghanistan say exactly the same thing. The ones that are really the heroes never came back. And they're still there. Now, another one that were brought back in full military honours. Now, I don't want to put a downer on it, but that I think is quite true. I don't know why it keeps going to orbit mode. And the thing, and then what happened? The ones that do come back quite often no longer can live because of the strains of war, and we don't do anything for them. And I just don't think that's acceptable. As a civilized country, I think the men and women are allowed to have the freedom we do, we should at least give them the chance to have a life after serving their country. Now, I know there have been calls for military service to be brought back, so that and they want it so that people have to be part of the armed service, and I can see their reasoning with that. However, the MOD are going through cuts, so how does that work? They're laying off soldiers left, right and centre, and I don't think it works, really. You have to be a certain type of person to work in the armed forces, and a lot of people aren't that type of people. You know, they spend all their time taking selfies. Now, that's the other thing. Actually, this is a point. I'm going to bring this up. You may know that a couple weeks ago, an armed robber escaped from a open prison. Word escaped it's a bit makes it seem like, you know, he had to work to get out. No. He basically walked through some gates because it's open prison. Who puts an armed bank robber, is in a prison where they leave the gates open? That's effectively what an open prison is. It's not a prison at all. And oh no, what happened? Oh no, he got out. Oh my god, he must be a genius. Right. And what happened? Well, actually, that particular guy was shot by he was shot at by SO19 armed cops. He wasn't killed, unfortunately. But and then it happened again a week later. Another armed and very dangerous man escaped from prison. An open prison. Open is the key word here. Open, hardly an achievement. Really. Escaped from somewhere that literally doesn't give a crap about prison. Now, that happens, and what happens? Not a lot, really. The people running a prison get told off a bit by the government, but, you know, it's hardly anything at the moment. And then what happens when a soldier kills a seriously injured Taliban soldier who is basically dead anyway? What happens to him? Oh yeah, he gets 7 years in 10 years in prison. Yeah, okay. Then we take the governors of the schools in Birmingham that we're trying to convert the school into a Muslim-only extremist school. Yay! What happens to them? Not a lot, really. Again, the way that our armed personnel, our soldiers, our pilots are treated in this country is appalling. And just take how America treats them. In the same way I think we should treat them, but no. See, the problem is to the government, Well, actually, I don't think that's fair. Because a lot of the people in the government actually massively respect soldiers and what they do, and other men and women of the armed services respect what they do, but yeah, and I think especially now we're a civilized country, we should know how to treat them now, really. I think. Really, I think we should, but that's just me. Now, and then the other thing is going to come back and are injured, physically and mentally, or mentally. We don't help them. And basically, all I'm going to say is the men that fought 70 years ago, so that you could watch this video, for example, and not have to be under a German occupation, deserve respect. And the men now who fight in wars that we shouldn't be in, and that's not their fault, that's the government's fault for trying to get into wars just because America are in them. They should also be respected, and I don't understand why they're not. Now, enough of that. Well, not really. To sort of bring the mood round a little bit to something else. I'm now going to talk about airsoft. Now, I know that a lot of you know that well, you should. I play airsoft on a fairly regular basis, and the government, although I don't actually know which part of the government, I don't know whether it's the Lib Dems. I have a feeling it's actually not the government. I believe actually, well, it's the government that are enforcing, trying to get this through. Basically what it is a bill to make airsoft guns have the same, be treated the same as airsoft guns. Air rifles. So airsoft guns will be treated the same as real firearms and air rifles. That means only licensed shops can sell them. Now in itself, that isn't a bad idea. Only got one issue with it. It's not worth it, because I think what it is certain lobbying groups, full of complete tossers, don't understand that airsoft guns are bright blue or green or orange in some cases. You can tell they're airsoft guns. You're not going to be able to hold up a shot with them. So I don't understand why they're trying to bring in this system where only licensed shops can sell them, because if it's because of websites that don't follow the rules, shut them down. Don't punish everyone else. And I don't understand how it works, because it's screwing over the people that responsibly play airsoft. So, and I don't understand why the government think that they can do it themselves, and it's just not acceptable. Now, this unfortunately brings me on to UKIP. UKIP, I have emailed them, and I shall read out the email now. I emailed them a few days ago asking about this and wanting to get other policies. They said, no, we have no plans for airsoft. So they've said they have no plans to change the system around airsoft and the selling of them. And then they put, here's what we had to put about guns. This is all quoted from the email. The party thinks there should be proper and sensible gun licensing in place. Certainly do not want to see any moves towards the gun licensing, the way gun licensing is done in America. However, for those who require handguns for pest control, brackets farmers, and sport, there should be stringent licensing and undergo constant renewal. The fact that the UK Olympic shooting team had to go to France to train is what Nigel was questioning especially. Most guns used by criminals are unlicensed and traded on the black market. That should be a police priority. Having thorough handgun licensing for those who require firearms for professional license reason would not impact on the circulation of firearms among criminals. And then they've just put on a thing saying, I hope these clarify things. I assure you that we certainly are not creating a form of free-for-all with guns, use and ownership from a UKIP person. Right, now, I understand where UKIP are coming from. Because I wouldn't want the system that America has because of the problems that come around it. But the system really isn't a problem in America. It's the fact that, as is in this country, there is no real health. Oh fuck. Oh great, the ship's falling apart. Great. So, sorry. Just on the BBC News at the moment. They're talking about well, they just showed a thing about Pegasus Bridge, which was the first engagement of D-Day at in the early morning by parachuters. One of the gliders landed 50 meters away, or something, or 25 meters away from the bridge. The bridge was taken without a shot being fired, and it was taken ridiculously well. It was taken within minutes. This among several other parachute regiment engagements during the early morning of D-Day, made sure that D-Day was a success. They took out Pegasus Bridge so that Tiger tanks can be mobilised to come across. They took out a number of other bridges, and they took out one main artillery bunker, which sort of didn't go very well. Out of the 600 men that were meant to be there, it all went a bit off, and only I think it was about 150 of the 600 men got to the rendezvous point, but they still took it. All the engineers that were designed to take out all the defences weren't there, and the bombing of the minefields had gone awry, except fire to a town nearby. So that didn't go well for D-Day, but it still went ahead. Okay, the powers carried on, and then in the early morning, in the morning, then there's speaking of the commandos, I believe these are the commandos. Yep, they are. They've got a reenactment of it going on. Well, sort of. It's a commemoration of it rather than a reenactment because there's Merlin helicopters and stuff. So yeah. I think I'm gonna leave it here because